Well, Rob, back to Premiership action here at Sandy Park on Saturday against Worcester, a side we haven't faced in a long time.
Yeah, I think last time we played him in a league game I was playing, so it just kind of shows us a little while ago. I think Dale was still playing as well, Dale Rasmussen, but playing for us. So, no, it'd be interesting. I mean, both of us coming off a win is fantastic for both of us, and it just adds that little bit of extra spice, because both ourselves and Worcester will know that when you double up Premiership victories, something quite special happens, and all of a sudden you're jumping up in the league, and that's kind of shows you how competitive the Premiership is. At one stage, like I say, we hadn't won for a few games. We went on Friday night, and Friday night we were third in the Premiership, and that kind of shows you how competitive it can be. Other than that, for us it's about just cementing a good home record. We're very proud of how we play here at home. That comes mainly down to just hard work and getting our crowd involved in the fixture, and to do that we have to play well, and we have to play with total commitment. If we do that, we're a good side. Being a good side gives us a great opportunity to win, and I think that's all you can do, is give yourselves opportunities to win by playing well. We did that on Friday night in the second half, and we made it happen. I think this weekend, we'll obviously want to be a bit better than that in the first half. But if we play well enough, we can make things happen, and that's got to be our focus. You
said you went through every emotion on Friday night, but thankfully it was a great emotion right at the end there. But that's what Premiership rugby is all about, I suppose, isn't it? Yeah,
I think a few things happened in the game that I probably wasn't expecting. I certainly wasn't expecting us to go 20 points down. But you have to give credit to Sale. They got tempo in the game. They had the nerve to kind of play in the way they did, which was, as I say, with great tempo. Taking quick line-outs, chipping over a defence when the game's quite tight is something not a lot of teams do. But they went for it, and they got the credit for it with some scores. I think that said, the second half we pretty much controlled the game in most areas, and we played some really good pressure rugby, and we got the rewards. And I think it was the pressure probably that created the final scoring chance for us more than anything else. And it was nice to see that final opportunity going our way, and it being us who kind of not sneaked the win, but ourselves who claimed the win, and Sale ended up with a losing bonus point, because we've been in that scenario a few times ourselves this season, where we've been the team who fought and got a losing bonus point and not quite forced to win. So a nice little change of fortunes there. Hopefully just frees us up a little bit to really get out there and play in the way we can. And as I say, I'm expecting a really good game of rugby this weekend. I think it's a nice battle of styles in a way. Worcester have kind of got a cracking defence at the minute. They're very hard to score tries against. They play very, very good pressure rugby. We probably like to play a little bit more, or probably like to think we play a little bit more, and that can be tough against them. So it's going to be interesting how those things pan out. But as I said, we've trained well this week. If we hit the ground running, we've got a great opportunity to get something out of the game. You alluded to it, that winning back-to-back games in the Premiership's not easy, but if you do, all of a sudden you shoot up a table very quickly. Yeah, and that's the key. I think this is the last Premiership game before Christmas. We then have a little bit of a break for two very interesting European games. And personally, if we can get something out of this game, we can go into Christmas feeling pretty good about how the first part of the Premiership's gone for us. And I think Worcester would feel exactly the same. If they can get something here, they'll look back at their pre-Christmas programme as the promoted side, and I think they can look at it with some satisfaction, because they've done a very good job. But that's what it's about. It's about keeping the pressure off yourself by playing well, and that's what we'll both be looking to do this weekend. You've made a few changes, the halfbacks in particular, but Nacho said after the game last week he may have got the headlines, but he put it down to a massive team effort. Yeah, and I think it's always tough on guys when you make a couple of changes, because the truth is the second half went better for everybody, and it isn't just down to the guys who come in. It's because of a kind of, not a change of attitude, because our attitude is very good here, but more of I think a change of focus, or a collection of focus, so we're all working in the same direction. I think that happened after half time, and I think that was already happening before we made some of the changes, and those guys just added the energy and followed it through really well. So tough on the guys who miss out, but we have got a large group of fit, informed players here at the minute, and we have to tinker with things when we think it's right. Craig Mitchell also getting his first ever Premiership start. You must be pleased with his impression already. Yeah, really pleased with how Craig's gone. To be fair, Craig's a good player, but it's still taken a little while for him to settle in. I think he had his best performance at the weekend for that final half hour, and I think he's got the nod on merit. But that said, Hawani's had a great season for us so far, and as I said to him, I want us to be in a position where we can rotate a little bit with our front row resources, keep them fresh, keep them injury free, because that's what successful teams are able to do. So it's not really an indication of things going badly for Hwani, more an indication of the strength we've got there, that Craig played well, that he's probably not got the game minutes into him that Hwani has, and we think this way round will be very effective this weekend. So as I say, it's positives for a lot of guys, but there isn't too many negatives either.
And again for you, Monday night's performance has given you plenty of food for thought as well, with guys really pushing in that.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the squad have dealt with the A-League games, the LV games, the Amley games, those kind of things we've dealt with fantastically well. I don't mind saying we've got some really disappointed players here at the minute, and it's because they feel they're playing very well and they want to get involved in the big games. But it's always going to be like that if you have a strong squad. It's always going to be like that if you stay relatively injury free, and it's the kind of the way it should be. That's for us to deal with as a management. It's for the players to deal with as well as they can and to stay hungry and stay focused. But at the minute, if you'd have watched today's training session, it was full on, and it was just what we needed.
Brilliant. Thanks, Rob.
All right.